Loot.bet, made for live betting.
And everybody, welcome back to another day of Loot.bet of CS League. And of course, we have ourselves potentially another final day for one of these teams. Luckily, this is not going to be the first best of three, but later on we'll see the final series of one of the teams. Instead, this is the final quarterfinals. HAVU versus Gambit youngsters. Two teams that were the most successful ones coming out of the group stages are going to be meeting each other now in the playoffs in the first bracket, aka in the quarters. Not exactly a regular old thing that you see like this, but it is due to scheduling issues and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, the reasoning behind it is more of a scheduling nature than anything else. It is going to be a fun series, though, to say the very least. HAVU versus Gambit youngsters, a match that I think both of us had been very excited to see, weren't we, Kieran?
Especially with both of these teams looking hot coming through the playoffs. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting series for the fact that especially Gambit youngsters, they're probably my favorite team at the moment to watch. Just for the fact that these guys are so incredibly young, yet they seem to be coming together massively. I mean, the average age of this side is 18.1, so they have no player older than 19. They have a man that's 17. They're looking incredible. A lot of maturity to say how young they are. They play a very nice, fresh look of CS, and yeah, we'll see how they can fare up against the Finns, the consistent ones here. HAVU been rising with this squad over the past couple of months or so, and they are looking very good. I mean, like you said, both of these qualifying 3-0 through the Swiss bracket says a lot about the success rate of this squad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pistol round already kicked off, a 5-on-5 retake, something we're coming more accustomed to seeing on this B-bomb site here. And will all the kills start to come raining in now? Axel who'll find the first. Nice trade out of Quick C. Beautiful second. Shiro and Super wrap things up, however, and well, that is now into a 3-on-2 Gambit youngsters. Oh, is he going to go for the knife?
Oh, the knife! Supra!
Oh my god, what a way to kick the day off. Pistol round seeming one, and well, there it is.
Man.
That's a way to start a game.
That certainly is a way to start the game. It is going to be 1-0. Gambit youngsters find themselves picking up quite a vital round for themselves. If you think about it, it's train, it is the T side, and of course, above all else, it's the pistol round that gives them the extra bonus early on. And as you said, Gambit youngsters, they look so good within the group stages. They look so well versed and just absolutely prepared for anything that's thrown against them. And I am definitely rooting for them a little bit in this case. But on the other side, you know, we have HAVU, the Finnish boys. And certainly we can't dismiss the fact that they themselves have been pretty damn sick in terms of gameplay. They've been amazing in their own regard. And, well, one thing I can say for certain is this is a series that is hard to say or predict how it's going to go exactly. Unless, you know, Gambit youngsters completely steamroll HAVU or it goes the other way around. This is going to be close as it gets. This is going to be really, really tight. I mean, when we look at the group stages themselves, both teams were basically, well, both coming out 3-0, first of all. That's the classic. But even round differences, round losses, round wins, and everything in between has been almost identical. There were just a few round differences between HAVU and Gambit as a whole, so a maximum of 5-7. And that's about it. And overall, it shows how good these two teams really are. But Gambit youngsters, they're not messing about. It's going to be a play. Or an A commitment, 40 seconds, enters. Needs to be careful, doesn't want to lose a Galil. He's alone, and well, Zorre is going to be able to pay him some mind, pay him some friendly reminders. Hoodie finds himself a second. That's actually a great start. Slowy the third. Things are starting to look a lot better for HAVU all of a sudden. Unfortunately, it's going to be Exile, and it's going to be Nafani with the secondary. And all of a sudden, we're back to where we started. Twixie, SG in hand, though. Spotted. Oh, boy.
Now that he's been worked out, shouldn't really be getting all too much out of this. Twixie definitely had a chance to get something, but we shall see. Coming into the middle bomb site, there's the first. There is time left in this one. Nade. Axile's outsmarted him. Shifted round the back end. Does get spotted, though. This is now where things get difficult, but Gambit youngsters do ride it out anyway. Very costly round, but one that does go back in their favor. 2-0, HAVU now into that eco,
Indeed.
So should be starting as expected in this game, although this could be good. A second force out of HAVU. They know that Gambit are on that sort of breaking point, early precipice of this map. They're going to try and exploit that already. This could actually work out. These scouts popped off in the previous. We'll see what they can do this one.
I mean, yeah, like, as you said, it's a dangerous precedence to be set with a double force, but if it works out, it certainly sets them back on track. Although Hoodie with one, it's not enough. Inters with a double of his own. Slowy already spotted and tagged. Although Zora gets a frag. Back to a 3-on-3. This is not yet the end. Twixie. Oh, Kieran, look at this. The MP9. He gets one. This might just work. It's crazy enough that it might work.
Especially with these scouts, they've done so much damage. Both of these players are single shot as well. Zorre, top of heaven, has to be so careful. Zorre just sitting close. They do expect it in some capacity, but well, there it is, highlighting where the man was maybe for his teammate. Twixie and Slowy to wrap their way through here, and with so much time left on the clock, well, there's the first kill. Axile surely has been spotted now, trying to get the damage. There it is, HAVU. High risk, high reward, and well, it pays off already.
Pays off big time. And that's the round gone. 1-2, Gambit youngsters. They did not expect a secondary force, and it shows. 2 AKs saved up. And like we said, right, the second force, it's a big gamble. It's a big investment. It brings you uncertainty at the very least if you lose it. But, well, HAVU are able to keep their minds clear of any sort of thinking like that. And a successful ending What a start to the game. I don't think we've ever seen, actually. I don't recall a secondary force after the first failed one within the first 4 rounds. I really don't. Like, I don't remember if we ever had a scenario where a team went to fully buy up and then rebought the second round fully again, thinking that they might be able to break their opponents. Nafani, though, RDO-wise to Zore, gets a free kill. Although Supra did get caught there through the wall, as far as I could tell.
Yeah. But he just, using that spam very early, gets himself an entry at least, but... Yeah, HAVU. A round that should really be setting the tone of the game early. If they're making force buys like that, if they're confident to invest into a round like that, we should be seeing a lot out of this game realistically. 45 seconds about to approach. Gambit youngsters. Again, playing this very methodical T side. Utility out toward that A-bomb site, looking like a full execution to come. Twixie has a lot of information. He can all but confirm right now that it is the A-bomb site that Gambit youngsters are taking. 30 seconds on the clock. There is not too much time left, but being as vigilant as ever on their way into the site. Enters, getting ready, checks the first, spots out the man as well. Ooh, and Nafani taking down Hoodie. Enters, beautiful swing, saw trades, and that's the bomb though. Surely looking like this situation might be winnable now, but potentially not. They sacrifice themselves. Twixie peeking out of pot maybe a little bit early. Gambit youngsters, they win a round back in return. HAVU now down to basically nothing again like they started in Gambit.
Yeah.
That force buy round from HAVU literally means nothing now. They've already undone that. It was such a nice round to win, but it's already been reverted, and will Gambit a force out of HAVU yet again. We'll see what they can deliver, but what a odd start to a game so far.
Really is odd start to the game. Gambit, this return bodes well for them if they're able to take down the force buy, though. I mean, if they lose here, then they're pretty much back to where they started yet again, onto their original trajectory. Exile is kind of aware of the fact he's being pushed up, though, and Nafani so dangerously out of mid already. He can be easily flanked, and there's the pop flash. Saw taps away the MP9, even at this range, very deadly when used correctly. And the entry goes to HAVU, and look at this. Look at how well they play. As soon as they get the entry, they fall back. They get themselves into a defensive posture. They do not allow any refrags. Twixie's even gonna steal the SG. Oh man, Gambit youngsters, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. The Scout and Slowy, the MP9s, the SG all together combined, they might just be enough to break GY's offense here and potentially bring HAVU back on the board.
Such an odd beginning here, HAVU. The fact they hold this advantage now, even with damage done to Saw, really shouldn't be getting all too much out of this. HAVU, they've forced up again, but it might just bring them the world here. 25 seconds approaching again. Gambit, they're spending so much time just trying to get into the bomb site. Twixie, as he closes down Exile, that all but confirms the round is theirs. However, Twixie trades back the 2 kills that they make. Time ticking. Shiro finds 1, but damage.
7 seconds, not enough.
Seems to be done. No time. What a peculiar beginning. Slowy, beautiful shot to finish, and HAVU.
Wow.
They find themselves the second round off of the back of another force.
Wow.
My God, this series is already getting underway.
Oh, this is going to be a full tilt series from both sides here. There's going to be a lot of hate afterwards, a lot of revenge to be had afterwards. And hate, of course, in terms of the game itself. You know, you wanna punish your opponents for playing forces. You wanna really put your foot down and just make them suffer for their in a way, insolence, as some would say. But look at HAVU's buy. They still have only the PP Bison. Oh, when have we last seen this weapon being bought in any round besides maybe a joke round like Heretics yesterday, the way they played against Vex, which was of course a bit, you know, BM and all, but we saw the Negevs coming out. We didn't see any bloody Bisons. MP9s, UMP, and a single SG. Gambit youngsters, they rebuy themselves, obviously. I never doubted them. I never doubted them for a single second. And you know what this reminds me? Of the French. Very much.
Yeah. Yeah, with the fact that they keep on force buying. Looking like this game is really starting to set the pace here, especially considering the fact that both of these teams play all of the maps we have in the veto here at the moment.
Yeah.
Gambit Youngsters just narrowly with an advantage on train when win rate is brought into the fact they're just narrowly having an advantage on Dust 2 as well. Overpass, a map that HAVU have more success rate on, although we did see Gambit Youngsters again shakily. They lost to Windstrike, they lost to a Vanguard in some of their series as well. But I mean, to be fair, Gambit Youngsters themselves on a 3-map streak on train so far.
Yep.
You can remember that 16-1 against Windstrike.
That was a one-sided map, to say the very least.
Their last 2 being against Izako Boars and Team ASD. Again, another Russian mix, both of them being 16-13. So we're either in for a dominant game or a very extended one. And, well, by the looks of things, with the way that this has started, it should be the prior. Slowy.
Yep.
No men toward Ivy. There's the first kill. This force buy, minimalistic, shouldn't really be getting too much. Should be happy to trade the scoreline back to 3-3. Starts out well. Slowy with that Creed doing light work. Would love to see that Bison actually get some kills
in action
here.
Yeah, me too. Like Zora, if you bought it, you better use it. Don't make us wait for it then. Yeah. Like, of course he's gonna upgrade. It's understandable, but still, it's a bit of a shame. I don't remember the last time we saw the Bison bot. So you know, being used would be a nice welcome change. A surprise, but a welcome one. So, on top 6. He needs to be careful. He's got only an MP9. Can't really contest the Deagles if they know how to or where to pre-fire. Zora. Yeah. 3-3. Tied up. And GY. They'll be forced onto Anika now. Surely they will save themselves the trouble of going through another force buy round without anything to offer. I mean, it would be damn foolish if they would. At this point, it has to stop somewhere, right? You're no longer grabbing rounds back and forth. It's no longer just a trade round for round. But this is now a proper game starting to form up. And HAVU, they will not be stopped with simple pistols and a few scouts. And we can see it's a full-on A-rush. I like this. There's no delay tactics here, right? They don't care about losing this round. Yeah. They just want to finish it. They just want to get onto the AKs and now show a good time to HAVU. It is going to be 4-3 in HAVU. They're returning this game back in their hands, if we can say so. But Gambit Youngsters, they'll have something to say about that yet. No op, though. Supra had $6,000. It's still no op. That is an interesting decision.
No, there's the op.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it being dropped. Never
we
mind.
Must have missed that one.
Yeah. Thank God, though.
Given the op, yeah, he's. Oh, look at this from Twixy. Oh, Twixy. There's the first. Axile does trade back quickly, though. Nice refrag. Just to ensure that he can't get any more out of that. Gambit Youngsters seeming like this time they want to commit toward B, but look at the rotate that HAVU have made all 3 players to now come from this B bomb side, but there is Supra. Able to take down Slowy, offers himself up there a little bit, kind of wide open. Look at this as well. It's always expected in... Oh, timing. Just looks away narrowly into, thankfully. Right place, right time to take him down. Bomb is planted 4-on-2, seeming like Gambit Youngsters. Like you said, going to be returning the favor. Looks like they're back to 4-on-4, and well, exactly so it is. Save out of sort. HAVU thankfully can rebuy into the next round, but such a back and forward scrappy beginning to this map. Kind of to be expected once we get into these playoffs, and with the veto sort of balanced extremely, favoring both of these teams on their day. So looking like we'll have some really exciting maps ahead of us. This one already starting out like one.
Pretty much so, yeah. I mean, one can argue here that Gambit Youngsters picking up 4 rounds already this early on and being able to keep somewhat of a decent score on the line is actually a lot better than what HAVU is currently bringing up. Because it is the T side of train. It is a bit of a harder position to play from. And, you know, Gambit youngsters keeping a tie this close, this early, it only sets a dangerous precedence for HAVU. So if HAVU cannot run away with the result at least a little bit, grab themselves a tiny speck of advantage, you know, even 2 rounds, 3 rounds would be a massive point at this stage.
Yeah.
Then, you know, HAVU might be in trouble for the second half. Luckily, I love the second buy-up. Slowly picking it up. Zora, of course, the primary one. And this is where all the fun stops. This is where the real game begins. We can see the slowdown of Gambit youngsters. No longer will they split themselves up into small groups trying to hit everywhere at the same place. 2 players on B by HAVU as well, making sure that the defense holds up to standard. And this is what you love to see. Pop control, a lot of information for HAVU. They have Ivy with Slowy. Of course, Saw is holding from Z towards main. And this is all just pretty much a textbook hold so far coming out from HAVU, or at least default.
Yeah, and it is a nice hold as well, especially with Saw playing that sort of quick rotate roll to a connector as well. Yeah, Axile, how does he get that kill? Okay, Hoodie.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been a one and done kill for him there, but does get challenged already. The first kill going to Gambit youngsters. Now they're going to make their way out onto this A bomb site. They do have both of these AWPs in close contention. Zori can rotate if needed. Slowly traded back already. Do they expect Saw to be in this sort of position? Well, they definitely should.
Surely they check, right? I mean,
Heaven's
just
got to
a
be
check.
one to check.
Yeah.
10 seconds, though. Ooh,
Oh,
here we
sorry.
go. Ivy, not even considered a
How does he not? Yeah.
Site as well.
That's what I'm wondering. How does he not even think about the fact that there's potentially a player there?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a reckless maneuver, and it costs him his life and potentially the round itself. It's not yet over. Twixie and Saw, they're coming in for the retake, hot off the press, but Shiro on the op and 2 SGs doesn't sound like much of a doable retake. Yeah, and already they're saving up, and even though Saw is running away, Twixie is the only one that's going to be able to keep the rifle. Even then, Twixie...
Well.
Ooh, this is just such a... It has become a little bit of a one-sided affair all of a sudden, right? As soon as
Very
Gambit
quickly,
youngsters focus, as soon as Gambit youngsters pull themselves together a little bit, HAVU just as if the defense never mattered in the first place. They have a rebuy, luckily. Saw has $8,000, can drop an op even. But it's starting to look a little bit bleaker. We do have a rebuy, as I said, but look at the money and look at the weapons they have. Op, M4, UMP, MP9, and a Deagle. It's like we're progressively getting better, but it's just not looking there yet. Shiro refrags. Good early entry for HAVU, though.
Already takes the rifle away as well. Thankfully, Hoodie able to repick that back up, but
Yeah.
could have been a lot lost there considering the weaponry for the rest of the side.
Indeed.
Axile down low, however. That's a big hefty chunk of damage they're already taken off of him very early. But either way, a minute 15, plenty of time left. Bomb is down toward the back of B. Tunnel approach. Saw getting aggressive as well. Shiro seeming like he is aware of it, or at least some form of aggression, but he, yeah, playing this position that we saw him utilizing in the last, or someone was anyway.
Yeah.
50 seconds left.
That's
Seeming like they might want to fake out A here.
They just might, and I'll just add that that spot that he is playing there, Hoodie, it's actually become a very common spot, and usually it does get checked, but it is enough of a surprise that it might give them the early entry or two. If Gambit youngsters will not be wise to it, then Hoodie gets away with a frag or two. While Saw also on the crosshair, it's perfect. Nafani, oh, this is a problem. With Nafani taking down the B offense. Although, wait a second, like I said, Hoodie and Saw, that's the crossfire I was talking about. That's exactly what I meant to mean. And Saw, he might be spotted. Supra knows there's Hoodie there. And Supra, he has no chance. Zore locks out Nafani, and it works out HAVU. The gamble works out against Gambit. And they don't check it. And even though I said it's a common spot these days that it's checked consistently, Gambit are not aware. They do not read it well. 5-5. We are back to square one.
So such a back and forward start to this game. Just seeming like there is no difference in the plays of these sides as of yet. Nafani's already out towards this close back terrain position as well. This might be dangerous. Exactly it is. Or already Hoodie going to take him down. Now what do Gambit really do? They've lost the first man. Have to sort of try and group together, make a play now, and it seems like the B bomb site will be that call. So getting through toward Heaven already. Their weaponry is somewhat limited. Shiro and Supra are the only players onto those rifles, and well, with incredible damage done already. That is where things now surely get wrapped up for the better. Axile and Inters, though, they'll find themselves a double at least to make things better. Zore misses not a blatant shot, but one that he definitely could have looked to have landed.
Oh, no.
Slowly, he'll get shut down as well. What are we seeing right now? Axile with the Deagle really starting to make a lot in this one. Saw.
Oh, he's been spotted.
Oh, he's been spotted. Shiro, that is so wise. He just pulls away ever so slightly. Just waits for the man to approach. He's down into a one on two, though.
Oh, I think he wins this. I think he wins this. I'm not joking.
Oh, he wasn't even spotted on the cross either.
Yeah, and not just that. It's the fact that now Zore...
Blue.
Yeah, now Zora has to go in close, and Shiro's waiting with the knife in hand. And there's the knife! There's the... Oh, Shiro! Oh my god, 4 HP Shiro! How does he not get the kill? Zora actually takes a shot off, or gets the shot off, but actually legs him. Oh my god, Shiro. You're lucky as hell. But that is also Zora a little bit lucky that he doesn't get knifed. Oh my god, what are we watching? Oh, amazing stuff coming out. Shiro saves the round for Gambit youngsters, destroys HAVU's economy single-handedly almost, and it's gonna be back to 6-5 in a rebuy by HAVU, forced by, of course, with an M4 Scout and the pistols. But wow, what a game. Kieran, now this is a proper CS game, isn't it?
Right? This is the one we want to be seeing.
Exactly. This is what we hope to see out of the majority of the games we have, but unfortunately it's the other way around. But damn, this is certainly entertaining, if nothing else.
Such a random array of rounds that we've already seen so far.
Yeah.
We're only, what, 11 rounds in completed.
Yeah.
We're already seeing such a competitive series so far. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, God. Takes the first head of Axile off cleanly. Gambit youngsters, they have to make at least someone has to make some consecutive rounds here, or else this game is going to go so back and forward all the time. Ooh, they're finally trying to be boosted up. They know 2 men toward Ivy now. Good pop-up. Only gets some damage in, though. Slowy to be tagged down to 22. Unfortunate not to trade back a kill there. Twixy inside of the smoke.
Oh, that's no.
Super has to be careful. Okay, Soren. Whilst he will find one Super and Inters, they trade back slowly on the off angle.
Inters.
Shut down.
Zora again, though.
Oh my god, Zora killed Inters through.
Oh yeah, he wallbanged through
Shiro there.
Yeah. And Hoodie.
Oh my god. Surely not.
Oh my lord.
Shiro, last man. He's into
doable.
again, and clutch situation.
He's been spotted. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Unfortunately, Shiro actually puts himself into the worst position possible in Connector. He can't go around because he doesn't have enough time. And he can't really get out because, well, he's being covered from Old Train and from top 6. And that's gonna be 6-6. HAVU are not done just yet. Here comes the instant replay for the first one, though. Zore. Yeah, beautiful shot. And I want to see the kill by... Yeah, there it is. That was a frag through Shiro. That was a body shot onto Shiro and a kill onto Inters. A bit unfortunate, Gambit youngsters. They had the advantage, but Zore, thanks to him, HAVU are keeping this competitive and open. Finally an eco, though, again.
Yeah. Kind of had to at this point. Can't be giving any more to this back and forward mess that we're already seeing so far. I mean, Gambit youngsters realistically in the first half had plenty of rounds already. But they'd be wanting to make this as close as possible just to go into the second half and know that once they get onto their CT side, that is where they can start to take things home, because on train, Gambit are a very CT-sided squad. They've got like I think a 60 to 40% distribution of win rounds, meaning they win the majority of their rounds on the CT side. So, as do many teams, but I think their sort of distribution is a lot higher than HAVU's, meaning their T side is weaker. Actually, no, fair enough. HAVU's is the same. It's even more. So maybe HAVU, with the fact that Gambit have their 6 rounds already and can go into that CT side feeling
confident,
like they've achieved a lot and feeling confident, especially if they can, again, keep this scoreline as close as possible. If they go in 8-7, this is a really wide open game already.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, it is going to be a tough match for HAVU going into the T side if they aren't able to replicate the success of Gambit youngsters, right? Whilst for GY, you're thinking here, 6 rounds T side train, perfect. And if they're able to translate just a half of that quality into the CT side, then we have ourselves a proper game and most likely a good advantage for them early on. Supra with a double, though. B is lost, and it's going to be Shiro with a secondary. Supra finally caught by Slowy, but it's a 3v2 retake. Zora needs to get a frag before Slowy can get in close and personal. And as far as I can tell right now, that's not exactly going to be happening because Slowy finds himself one. Exile falls, but Nafani...
Flank, though.
Yeah, again, the flanks. Oh, they know. Zora is aware. Zora is aware. He gets him. That's exactly what we wanted to see. But Shiro, one-on-one, back.
Oh, down to him again. Another one on X.
Oh, he's going to be holding it. That's, he wins it. Well played. Well played. Pros don't fake. Slowy.
Yeah.
Good job.
Perfect. That's all they needed right there. Just to have him. Stick that defuse simple as you like you said. No reason to fake that. No reason to get off it when the smoke is there. Beautiful. 8 rounds on the board for HAVU. Coming into round number 15. If HAVU are able to make at least a 9-6, it somewhat betters their half, but such a back and forward game so far. This could have been an entirely different story if Gambit wouldn't have lost that 4th buy that HAVU made. But even so, Shiro already tagged down to 36. Slowy, he's been spotted in Ivy as well. Get some information for his side. What a bamboozling opening to a series. I don't think we've ever had anything this sort of back and forward in the entire league so far.
No, we have not. I do not recall the last time we had this close of a match. And we've had a scenario where teams have traded out rounds left, right? We've seen maps where the first 10 rounds went traded out continuously between the two teams, with a force buy being won every single second round. But we haven't seen this close of a game, and specifically the quality coming out from these two teams currently is so enjoyable to watch. It's quite a welcome change for me personally, at least, right? It's a welcome improvement upon what we've been seeing up to this point. And well, Saw finds himself one more. Youngsters in trouble. Axel and Shiro are low. There's a single man defending B, though. It's Twixie, and he's isolated. Supra, here he goes again. Once more, Supra through to his name. Super good. And it is going to be a 4-on-4 retake. There are 4 kits, luckily, but there's no smoke, there's no molly, there's no nades. Just a few flashbangs. This heavily favors Gambit's youngsters. If they get the first 2 frags, or at least the 1, things might take a wild turn and quickly. Saw. He spots 1. Still to be Supra to take him down. Hoodie refrags, but do they know about Supra still being at oil? No. Supra finds the second. Supra! An ace! Oh. Ace! No, denied by Zore. Oof, that was a close call. That was sick, though. Supra. Damn. 8-7. What a close game.
As close as you can get. Going into the second half, there is no deliberation here at the moment. Both of these teams open for conversation. Supra 14 kills as expected, top of the leaderboard. Every single man of HAVU double digits though.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. The CT side being very, very consistent, but I think going into the second half it's gonna take a wild turn. Typically when you see a half this close, you never really see a second half follow suit. This is where usually one of the teams collapses, so we shall see as that pistol round again. Gambit won the pistol, but with being an 8-7, seems like feels like they lost the first half.
Yeah, right? It does feel like they were destined for more, but I mean, HAVU, we can't blame them. 8 rounds is still pretty damn good, and Gambit Youngsters 7 is even better. We'll be right back after a short break, so stay tuned. We'll see the second pistol momentarily.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Welcome back. Second pistol, second half. Time to see if perhaps there will be a change in pace, or at least a change in the direction we've been going so far. Gambit Youngsters 7 rounds on T side is as amazing, or at least as close as it gets to a quality half. And well, right now, the pistol, let's see if they can take it, tie the score up, and put HAVU into a very dangerous position for the next few rounds.
This is where things can start to slip away from HAVU as well, because obviously now onto their T side, a side that for HAVU is significantly weak, and not as... Also, there's no sort of real weakness between both of these T sides for the squads. If we look at statistics anyway. Just a couple of % difference. So, yeah, it depends again. Who starts better? Who gets his pistol? Who can keep the force buys from happening realistically?
Yeah, that's true.
Those have been plaguing the first half. But looking like it is going to be an ace-like take out of HAVU through toward main. Couple of players out already. Shiro, good first frag onto Twixie. Damage done though. 2 players now feeling it very, very heavily, and the fact that they take down a full HP player even better. But look at this. Shiro, Inters, Supra, they all chime in.
Wow.
Zore, last man alive, and a beautiful little round out of Gambit Youngsters. This is looking like 8-8 as they grab the pistol round. And again, similar fashion to the first half. They take the opening round. CT side looking like they've already tied the scoreline. Zore. There it is. 8-8 tied up.
That's gonna be a rather quick pistol almost. And, well, this will put Gambit on to winning both pistols, or with now winning both pistols.
Yeah.
Into an excellent position to find themselves the advantage early on in this second half and put HAVU, like I said, into a tough spot to work around with. Because it will all come down to their gun round. HAVU, they're gonna have to rely on those early weapons. And, well, we already see a force buy, meaning that if they don't win it here, things will take a wild turn. We're about to find out, though. It's a B-Rush. Shiro with a nade in hand. Okay, he gets one. Denied for the second, though. Twixie and Zore, they're able to reply, and there it is. B-side is lost, and HAVU's force buy might have just succeeded. Gambit Youngsters, a scout of Hamas and an MP9. Not necessarily enough to break.
Well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Saw. The Tech 9, I like it.
Go for the knife. Oh, should have gone for the knife.
Yeah. There's no style in that, but, well, he at least gets the round. And wow, Zers, 9-8.
Game.
Wow. Okay, I guess we're starting the way we ended it.
Game. Oh boy, 9-8. HAVU taking themselves a force buy. Should we have expected that? Probably. Gambit Youngsters and HAVU both seeming like they have such a weak anti-eco, anti-force setup at the moment. These rounds looking like they're now starting to really take shape. Gambit Youngsters, of course, going for the force themselves. Are we going to see again another scrappy beginning to a half like we did in the first? Supra already forced back. Mag 7 in hand. This could do some great damage, and there's the first kill.
No chance.
Only able to get one, and yeah, there's no rotate available. The mollies lock them out already. Seeming like HAVU, they might have actually brought some consistency to the table, looking like they'll get 2 in a row. Seems like a massive achievement with how it's gone so far. Nafani, though, taken down slowly. It is not done until that bomb explodes here. Or every single man on the CT side dies, because at the moment you can never take out one of these teams, not in a round like this.
Certainly not. From what we've seen up to this point, it has been nothing short of brilliance, although this should be enough, I think. Twixie's pool And Twixie's distraction is good enough, and it takes enough time off the clock that Gambit youngsters are left to save what they can to keep their weapons or their Kevlars intact. And Gambit, well, they take the big L. It is going to be 10-8. HAVU, a perfect return for their T side. The one thing that I've been scared about for HAVU was, right, if they allow too many rounds to Gambit on the first half, are they going to be able to keep this still going even moving forward? And by the looks of it, they're pretty, they're fine. They don't even mind it, right? They seem to be absolutely capable in doing pretty much everything. Gambit youngsters, though, full eco, and a B rush towards upper toilets. Looking like Twixie's aware of it. He's gonna get the hell out of dodge. Doesn't want to lose an AK. And the round is gone. This should be gone as soon as... Yeah, I mean, they've already got locked... Yeah, they've already locked Pop and behind. So, that's it.
HAVU, 11 on the board. Getting that bomb planted. Speeding up the round here. Gambit youngsters, Inters may save his Kevlar, but realistically, we'll just see them setting themselves up for maybe some exit kills, see what they can grab. Shouldn't be getting anything off of the back of this, but who knows? 11 rounds, though, for HAVU. A really good start to their T side so far, and of course, first gun round is going to decide who takes either a very nice advantage or whether this second half will begin to be as closely battled as we expected. Bomb will tick out fairly soon, but will we be able to see an AWP here? It's gonna have to be a glass cannon out of super if they want to see it happen. So this is gonna be a risky investment if they want to make this one, and we'll see. They might just resort to 5 rifles instead. Yeah, that seems like their motive. A lot of AUGs. One of the only sides in this tournament that actually keeps the AUGs. A lot of teams have discarded them at the moment.
I mean, they're not a bad weapon. Nobody can say that. But again, it's a weapon that hasn't been used, and there was a quick hype or a short hype with them. And it seems like people are realizing perhaps the M4s are more stable, right? The SGs, they give you an advantage when it comes to long-range fights, but if you're scoped in, you don't see a lot of your surroundings. And if you're in a position like that, we've already seen once before that the scopes have a detrimental effect to you seeing opponents around you. Twix CT falls down, still grabs Supra. That's what I'm talking about. Even with an AUG and scope, then he can get a frag. Shiro, oh boy, I'm not sure he's been heard. Shiro can get away here with a frag maybe, but no, he's gonna be flanked. No, Exile saves his life, although doesn't stand for long as Hoodie has caught on to Shiro regardless. Back to 2v3 and a retake coming up from GY. Hoodie, oh, he's holding the line through oil and he's delaying the push. And there, I think that's the round. Zorre, surely he doesn't lose this. There's no kit on the Fanny. Time is running out. There is no Molotov luckily for Zorre, but there is 7 seconds to defuse and there is not enough time regardless. Zorre already seen him. Although Zorre dies here, Nafani does not save the round. 12-8, and HAVU, they pick it back up. They secure themselves a perfect start for the T side. There is no doubt about that anymore. Shiro maybe gets an op saved from Nafani, but that's the only thing he gets, and pretty much Gambit youngsters are in dire trouble right now. Things are not looking as good as they did at the start of this map, nor at the half of this map. Even on the pistol. Like, things are starting to take a shaky turn.
This is what we're saying, right? The second half is usually never replica of the first in a game like this.
Yeah.
Now we are starting to see one of these sides collapsing. It is Gambit youngsters. HAVU gonna make their way through toward this A-bomb site already. Exile the first to fall, looking like a fairly simple opening to this round. Hoodie takes 2. And that already should be all she wrote. Flank coming in out of Supra, not going to get anything there. And there we go. Looking like Shiro should just be trying to save that AWP into the next round.
Surely,
but
yeah.
This is round number 13, HAVU. They are now starting to really take a lot of control coming into this one. The fact that Gambit youngsters, they will have only a single buy round left, or else the inevitable will be happening. HAVU will be getting themselves up to round number 15, just a single one away from closing out the game. So, Gambit youngsters, a lot riding on round number 22. And especially if they can save this AWP with their round loss bonus building, they might get themselves a double AWP. But realistically, is it going to help? Navani does a great kill onto Saw. Tension divided though out of Slowy. Hoodie comes in from behind. Very simple. 13 on the board. And now, this is the vital round for Gambit youngsters. This is the one they cannot afford to lose, or else HAVU, they might just be sniping away at their map pick.
They just might. It is gonna be such a uncomfortable position for Gambit youngsters, right? Because they know how much is riding on this one specific round. Double up, Nafani, Shiro. And it's actually a rare thing to see Gambit on double up. I don't recall them playing against Windstrike. Maybe the one last round, the one last map, it was Dust, or was it Mirage? No, it was Mirage. My bad. Yeah, no Dust. That they played it, but well, this is certainly a bit of a change to what we expected out of Gambit youngsters, isn't it? Shit, already down to 40. And one thing I can say is this is not looking too stable anymore. I mean, when we look at the series for Gambit youngsters against Windstrike, they won 2-1. And if you look at how the maps went, it was 14-1 on Train. They had an absolute blast taking down Windstrike, right? It wasn't even a challenge. That was one of the faster games we had in a long time. Yeah. And then they lost Overpass 11-4 on the half, losing the map 16-5. That is a scary difference and a scary, stark difference to what they did in the first map. And I'm just wondering right now, Gambit youngsters, might they be in that mentality where they were on Overpass? Oh. Overconfident, zealous. It's certainly looking like it, isn't it? I mean, sure, Inters gets one, but it's a 4-on-2. Already B-side under attack. 2 players in CT. Hoodie finds one more. I am not gonna say that that is the same mentality they're in right now, but it feels like it. It certainly does.
It really does, right? Especially for the fact that with this being the Gambit youngsters map pick, whilst both of these maps, actually all of them in the veto, realistically fairing up for both sides.
Yeah.
HAVU just starting a better team, and the fact that they've won or are currently winning Train in a very easy capacity. We come into Dust 2, the second map of the veto, and it's a map that whilst Gambit youngsters have a better statistical sort of finish on, they've beaten a Vanguard, Vexed, and 7 very recently. The fact is, with HAVU playing sort of nearly triple their maps, Gambit youngsters have played 8 in the last 3 months. HAVU have played 23. Yeah. They are a lot more consistent on this map. Yes, they lost to SJ on the Finnish Championship LAN. Or also shout out to SJ, they just qualified for that Arctic Invitational.
Ah, the Finnish Arctic Invitational.
Yeah, a place on the 100k LAN with the nice sort of qualifier spot. Beat both Kova and HAVU, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Dust 2, HAVU, they looked way more consistent. I mean, they've beaten Unique twice, 16-6, 16-8 respectively. They beat Fierce, Chaos, Dream Eaters. You know, they're beating sides that themselves are somewhat leveled with, somewhat competitive with. So HAVU, this series, if they take away Train, which they're looking to do right now, is really seeming like Gambit youngsters will be faring very hardly.
Yeah. And it's just... This is starting to look like Gambit might be depleted a little bit of their early energy that we saw in the first half. As if, you know, all the momentum, all the positivity that they had with the force buys even coming back for them. They might have lost just after losing that second round after the pistol. That was enough to break them completely, because that's how it feels right now. Ever since they lost the second round on the after the pistol, they haven't really been the same, at least not by the looks of it. And of course a buy, 14-8. And there is no other choice but to buy. 3 FAMASs, a UMP and an AWP. And Nafani finds himself the first. That's a good start, at least for the first time in this second half. Besides the pistol, I guess we can say again. It is Gambit youngsters that are looking a little bit tougher. Enters, wins the duel against Hoodie as well. Picks up the AK. And perhaps the 9th will be unescapable for HAVU. Although, just as I say it, Inters wins again. Another duel and a vital one. Supra shuts down Zorre. It's Twixie in a 1-on-3. And Shiro will be able to connect. And we're back to 14-9. A tough comeback for Gambit youngsters if they want to make one. Not impossible, but a tough one.
Yeah, one that we've seen before out of other sides, but it's where the Gambit youngsters have the confidence to keep up this sort of spree, because HAVU could snatch this in a heartbeat at the moment.
Yeah.
The fact that, again, the CT side, as they've gone for the reinvestment, of course, their money not yet established. Whilst they do have a little bit in the bank, it isn't all too plentiful, so yeah, it's going to take a lot out of Gambit just to be able to keep up this sort of streak. HAVU still having some form of cash. It's not going to be enough to move forward with, but this is some beautiful aggression. Shiro finds one, but Twixie to trade back again. Nade is perfect, though. Supra, it'll just make Twixie take one to the face and already into a 4-on-3. Seeming like Gambit youngsters might actually be making themselves a couple extra rounds here, and so far, unless HAVU pull off a masterful play in a 4-on-3 like this, Gambit youngsters should be at least confirming double digits, so not looking entirely out of it just yet. Seeming like they're giving the fight back. It's a long way, but if they can start forcing HAVU down to these ecos, start making some cleaner rounds like they're looking to do now, we could easily see them taking back these rounds and making the scoreline much more competitive.
Indeed they are. Nafani and Shiro, the double up, working in tandem again. Last time they pulled it out, didn't work. This time, it has to. There's no other choice. 23 seconds. Oh no, Inters. He's dropped. There's nobody on site. This is a problem. Zorre luckily gets shut down on B, so at least they have a man advantage. Shiro's already coming in through baseline. But this is the battle. It's going to be vital. Shiro, though. It's a free kill for him. Hoodie walks straight into his crosshairs. Slowy, surely they are aware he's probably in pop or somewhere in between the trains. We'll check everything. And they have 2 smokes, a molly, flashbangs for days. Slowy, as good as he might be, I think he's going to be too slow, wink wink, in this position. Oh, that was a bad pun, but yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
The diffuser pretty low, but
yeah, it's a close call.
Yeah, just not able to connect, unfortunately. 14-10. Gambit youngsters, this is a great little spree of rounds for them. Looking like this time HAVU will be going for a pistol purchase. Maybe, again, another fast play.
Just rush B, right?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just try and get the bomb down. Make sure the economy is right for the next round. And we've seen them actually win a B rush like this before. So if they can do it again, chances are we might even see a force by round 1, but looking like they're going to split toward A this time. Maybe try and sort of wrap the site and develop it. Nafani, though, takes down the first already, looking for the second, spots out the info either way. And yeah, simple round 4. Gambit youngsters themselves should only be losing sort of 1 player maximum in this sort of scenario.
Oh, yeah.
You lose 2, fair enough. Nafani taking down Hoodie in return. All down to Zori and Slowy fighting Axile. Yes, he will fall. This is a lot of damage done by HAVU, actually. A pretty respectable force.
Successful,
round, considering, yeah.
Given how it started. Yeah, this is a lot better. Slowy, last man standing. And he has an M4, 58 sec. Oh, he's been spotted by Nafani. Yeah, now they know he went back into deep CT. Or deep T, excuse me, CT. What am I saying? But yeah, 42 seconds with the bomb in hand. Slowy might be able to grab another frag. I do not exactly believe he's going to be able to grab a victory of the round itself, but a frag might just be imminent. Oh, he's sneaking past the defense here. The issue I have right now, Shiro, if he won't check his flank, He's going to be seen before it's too late. Slowy, 14 seconds, though. He's going to have to make a move and fast. And Slowy, as soon as he makes a move, he will be hurt, and he's as good as dead. Shiro, yep, he goes straight through the Molotovs. Being so close doesn't encumber him at all. And what a smart play from Shiro that he does not allow the plant to go down. As well as to not wait, right? You don't want to give him the chance to plant with that low timer. Your teammate is far away, that before he gets close to you, there's probably a chance the plant is already down. And if you prevent the plant, you pretty much win the round due to time running out.
Especially with where Slowy went into plant as well. He could have slipped very quickly behind Oil. Got himself into a nice after plant. So yeah, smart from Shiro. Takes the risk of losing a little bit of HP. It was worth it in the end. 14-11. Gambit youngsters, they're really starting to pull these rounds back now. This is where the full buy comes for HAVU. This is where the one round starts to get difficult. Hoodie straight out towards Sandwich. Inters, yeah, shut down straight away. Nice little bit of aggression from the side of HAVU already as they look to take over the bomb site. Axile, though, good trade back.
Oh, sprays down.
Spots a third man as well, I believe, before he dies. And oh, Nafani giving up his position there. Not a great idea, but definitely one that he can work with a reposition. Shiro takes down Slowy. Edge of the smoke. Bomb does get retrieved, but look at the man on train. Doesn't even realize. All into a 1-on-2. And Gambit youngsters, they are really starting to pull this back now. 14-12. HAVU, not a lot of cash, so seeming like a semi-buy will have to come again. And Gambit youngsters, they are actually making this possible. From a 14-8, we are back into close contention.
Peeling that back the layers, and HAVU, they are in trouble, if we can say so. This is looking like a very one-sided affair. Ever since they were able to reach 14, Gambit seemingly having a push of a button to work for them. And this is, I mean, this is going to be a B hit, surely. We have 3 smokes, 2 mollies, a few flashes. They might want to fake out A a little bit, but Shiro's already watching from Brownhole's upper. He gets himself one, the second as well. And that's pretty much the ending of the round there, or at least should be. Hoodie heard with the tick of the smoke, or the Molotov. But yeah, HAVU, I have to say, this is exactly what I was worrying about, right? When you think about it. I mean, they looked so good, even. And my worries were already subsided when I saw them take out the second round after the pistol. When we saw them win the first gun round and the second, when they actually pulled themselves up to 14, we're like, damn, you know, HAVU, they're really bringing on the hurt. They're able to shut down Gambit's gun rounds, the double up not working out, everything just flowing well for HAVU. But all of a sudden, like, as if of a flip of a switch, HAVU have shut down completely.
Yeah. As
if there's no hope, or there was no hope in the first place. And Gambit youngsters, one away from tying it up. Not just that, one away from breaking HAVU again, economically speaking, and putting themselves into a perfect position for the 15th. This is going to be a hard victory for HAVU to come. At least by the looks of it. Gambit no longer are making or having any fun.
Realistically, Gambit could even snatch away a 16-14 at the moment with how this is going. HAVU looking like a completely different side. First kill for the CT's bomb to be planted. Molotov down onto Slowy's position at least. Not going to do any sort of significant damage though. Retake is on. This is where things get difficult, but Axile will find the first. Saw does trade for the second, but look at Shiro. So calm to sit back and wait. Lets the rest of his side do the job, and well, there it is. 14-14, scores are tied. Comeback is on, and Gambit youngsters, even with a plant out of HAVU, not going to phase them whatsoever. They can rebuy, of course. This is now looking dire from HAVU. This is looking weak.
It's starting to get out of hand. It's starting to get out of hand. There is no other way to put it. I mean, HAVU, luckily they plant right. They have the maximum loss bonus. They have enough to buy up the AKs, the SGs, and whatnots. But it is severely starting to look like a one-sided affair, and I am not really sure what HAVU can even do. Like, what will bring them across the edge and give them the victory. Everything they do is, it's not bad, right? They're doing the right things. They're not exactly leaving themselves too wide open all the time. Whenever they go for the push, Hoodie comes out with 2. Wait a second, Hoodie, finally. He goes out solo through Olaf, supported through Main and Ivy, but it's gonna be Shiro with the kill as he shuts down the first. The double up still in the hands of Nafani and Shiro. And so far, we haven't really seen the full compass of them, and Supra finds one more. Back to a 3-on-3. Oh, Shiro from the back lines! Takes down Hoodie. Slowy refrag still gonna be Supra.
Oh my god.
And a 1-on-1. Slowy, he has to win. He has to win.
If Gambit deny the round before they even get a plant right here, the plant is what they most need here right now for HAVU.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and well, there it is. The fact that they deny that bomb plant means that now this buy round is looking incredibly weak. The fact that they won't be able to invest into much this round, they're not even going to have an AWP. That's best case scenario right now for Gambit. The fact that they've been able to deny that bomb plant. Look at the buy, it's so weak.
Yes.
A Galil, a UMP, not a lot of utility. They get bare minimum rifles, but look at this Gambit. They put themselves into a best sort of place at the moment. They've already made, what, 7 rounds in a row here, and the fact that they're making this comeback possible, HAVU have to bring it to overtime in such a weak buy round that might not even be a possibility, but so far, again, trialing this A-bomb site. Zore the first to die, a trade
Good
back
refrag.
from Hoodie at least. Good refrag had to be made. Axile, he's going to reposition, try and get himself into a nice angle to work with. Nafani might be caught out with those smokes, but not really Shiro. There's the one out of him. They spot the man in heaven, but there is Axile. The flank already come down, and well, there it is. Last man of Hoodie. And it seems like Gambit, they've actually done it.
Oh my god.
8 rounds in a row, and they close out Trey, and a comeback was made, and they take it.
Wow, what a performance. Gambit youngsters, they will not disappoint after all. After the pistol, it looked like perhaps HAVU might have just found themselves the golden ticket to victory, but then, all of a sudden, 8 rounds in a row, man. 8 rounds in a row.
Incredible.
And not just that. Not just that. I think HAVU, this is a bit of an unexcusable fail from their part.
They choked that hard.
That was, yep, that was a hard choke. That's, man, maybe drinking too much water, I don't know. But they'll need to rethink that. That was probably one of the worst comebacks we've, excuse me, not the worst comebacks, but the worst fails we've seen of an advantage going that badly.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst, but still, it is amongst the top
not the worst,
3,
but
top 5.
We've had some 14-7s, 14-8